The Nintendo 3DS eShop will be closing its metaphorical doors on March 27th of this year. And with that, we will be losing access to tons, hundreds even, of download-only 3DS content, like the Game Boy Virtual Consoles and many, many other digital releases. I mean, even as of writing this script, you can't add money to your Nintendo wallet anymore. But before all is lost, as a Pokemon fan myself and a pretty active video game collector, I decided to re-download some of the software that I felt would probably be overlooked and revisit them. Today I would like to revisit the Pokemon Sun and Moon Special Demo version. Released on October 18th of 2016 to promote the release of Pokemon Sun and Moon, completion of the main story, if you can even really call it that, is the only legitimate way to get access to a Battlebond Greninja, otherwise known as Ash Greninja, which can be transferred to the full version of the games. I'll touch on that more later, in case you guys want to know how you can still do that for yourself. If you are interested in content like this, please do me a massive favor and hit that like for me down below, as this is something very new for me and this channel, and your support, letting me know you enjoy it, would be greatly appreciated. Upon first loading into the demo, the player character, Sun, opens his mailbox to find a letter from an unknown sender. Dear Sun, if you're reading this letter, then you must have already arrived in the Alola region. Hope you're not too tired from the move. Is that Greninja I left for you doing okay? The Pokemon loves the heat, so it should enjoy having some hot Pokemon battles in the heat of Alola. After this, your mom lets you know that it's time to go into Hau'oli City to stop by City Hall and let them know of your family's new address in Alola. After running around for a bit, when you make your way towards the door, you'll be introduced to Hao. And your mom decides to let you and Hao go and explore while she waits to do boring old paperwork stuff. It's not long before you find yourself in some trouble with the local miscreants. This is your first introduction to the evil team of the Alola region, Team Skull, with whom you are thrusted straight into a battle. Can we take a second though to appreciate the music here? If this was your first time playing, this battle would serve as your first look at the new UI, as well as some battle models and animations. This is also where you, the viewer, get a real good look at my 5th grade reading skills and extra cringy attempted voice acting. What? This kid's way too strong, no bones about it. Well, try beating us both next time. We've got a bone to pick with you. We're gonna tell our big sis about you, so don't you forget it. Rock on, yo. We were asked then to meet Hao at the Pokemon Center after that arduous battle we just had. Hao then teaches us how to use the Pokemon Center, which we promptly ignore and walk out, introducing us to arguably the most attractive professor in Pokemon lore. Only after Professor Sonia, Professor Toro, and of course, Professor Elf. Professor Kukui proceeds to tell you about the Island Challenge that one may partake in if they wish to become stronger, which of course, we do. Someone has to protect us down from those numbskulls.
A huge amount of damage! It's down!
And so we are off to 10 Carat Hill, but not that 10 Carat Hill, this one, which is supposed to be Route 2? I can only assume this was on purpose because I would think that at this point in development, they were way too far along for something like the map to still not be finalized. Either way, we make our way up this route to meet the professor at the real 10 Carat Hill, after laying the smackdown on some local school children, of course. It's here that we are given Kukui's Pikachu and learn about our mission to capture photographic evidence of dinosaurs living in this cave. This does, however, introduce us to a pretty underutilized feature of the Sun and Moon games, the Pokefinder, something that I don't think I ever used unless it was for a quest of some sort, and honestly completely forgot this was even a thing until replaying the demo. Anyway, after taking some voyeur-like photos of these Pokemon just doing their own thing and having to fight them off when they become rightfully enraged after these transgressions, we make our way into the heart of the hill, a beautiful, lush oasis with one very large, aggressive Pakamoa ready to defend the honor of all the Pokemon whose privacy we just violated. Turn 1, I set up a double team while she becomes more nimble with Autotomize, after which a Rockruff is summoned using SOS. Now all of this is scripted to allow for you to knock out the partner Pokemon, because once you do, you are rewarded with your first and last introduction to Ash Greninja. For those who may not know, Battlebond works in this game so that when Greninja KOs an opposing Pokemon before the battle has ended, Greninja will transform into a new form known as Ash Greninja. This is an incredibly strong form. So strong, in fact, that Game Freak decided not to include the whole Pokemon that this ability is attached to in any game since Ultra Sun and Moon. That is until recently when they released Greninja in Scarlet and Violet through a 7-star Terra Raid event. However, this Greninja is not the Battlebond kind. But I'm not going to go into all that today. After you win the battle against the extra nimble Totem Hakamoa, Kukui arrives to congratulate you with your very own Z-Ring and your first Z-Crystal. Not long after, Hal returns and brings with him a welcome wagon of disgruntled Hot Topic employees. With them comes our last character introduction, Plumeria. I think I'm saying that right. I'm sure you guys can let me know in the comment section. Now, I do remember having a little bit of a thing for this character as a kid, and knowing who I'm dating now, 15, 16-year-old me would be pretty proud. After giving her a lesson in bullying using our new Electrium Z, Kukui takes his Pikachu back and thanks us for our hard work, and Hao invites us to celebrate at the Melisada shop, concluding our adventures until the full game releases 1 month later on November 18th of 2016. The only thing left for us to do now in 2023 is to transfer that Ash Greninja over to a copy of Pokemon Sun or Moon. Luckily, it's not all that hard. Just put a copy of Sun or Moon into your 3DS or 2DS system that you just used to complete the demo and enter the Pokemon Center in the demo where you will find Kukui. Speak to him and tell him that you would like to send to full version, after which the system will detect the save file on the cartridge or downloaded version of the full release and send a copy of the Greninja you just used to that version. Then all you have to do is open the full version of Sun or Moon that you just transferred to and go to any Pokemon Center. There should be a man in an orange shirt. Speak to him and he will give you back your Greninja. Also, I'd like to note that you can soft reset this Greninja for a better nature, but you cannot get it shiny. It is shiny locked. I forgot to say this earlier, but it also might be worth noting. This only works once per save file. Meaning if you've already transferred Greninja to the full release once before, without having restarted your game, you cannot do it again. Also means have a completed version of the demo still on your 3DS or 2DS, and you have transferred that Greninja out once before from the demo, I don't believe you can do it again. Please correct me if I'm wrong down in the comment section. But honestly, it was kind of fun to go back and replay this demo. And I do have the Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire demos as well that I will play if you guys enjoyed this video. But I kind of miss when Game Freak would do demos. I understand that the reason they stopped is because after the Sun and Moon demo, basically the whole game got leaked online because they seemingly weren't very careful with what they left in the demo. And so they kind of got a sour taste in their mouth and they didn't really want to do it anymore. I get that. But I think that if they were just a little bit more careful with what they leave in the files of a game, knowing that so many people out there are immediately going to tear it apart, there's a lot of benefits that could be had to having demos again. I mean, we could have avoided so many issues with Scarlet and Violet. The game released so buggy, but if they had released a demo and allowed us to give our feedback with enough time left of their development period that they might have had a chance to kind of focus in on some of those issues, we could have actually been released a game that still would not have been as complete as it probably should be, but it may not have been released with quite as many bugs. However, all of that being said, I am very glad that we ever even got the chance to play this game early. I remember sitting down every day to play that demo up until release, trying to get all the items, see what kind of conversations or events I could have with NPCs, because there were periodic timed events up until release, and I was so excited for the games to come out. I want to know if you guys have any memories of this experience growing up as well, and I'm gonna stop talking your ear off. Thank you guys so much for watching. Before you go, if you could please check if you're subscribed, if you're a regular viewer of the channel. Currently, we're sitting at a 90.8% unsubscribed viewer rate, so chances are you're not subscribed. I would really appreciate it because we're still on our way to 1,000 subscribers, and I can't do it without you. With that, YouTube thinks you might like this video. I don't know what it is, but I mean, it's probably good. I don't have anything quite like this on my channel yet, but I would like to suggest to you this video. This will either be a shiny hunt or a video like this if I make one in the future, so click it, whatever this is. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Bye bye!